Good morning. This is Alexis Parker, sitting in with Giovanni Gallucci and Chloe Dawn, and this is the Daily Trend Report. I walked Ruby past the Chinati gate at first light, the whole town still the color of a good biscuit.
Morning, Alexis. That's the most Marfa sentence anybody's said all week.
Morning. I've got a crazy water sweating on the desk that I have no intention of drinking.
Of course you do. Here's the run. Alexis has the machines quietly turning the fakes down. Chloe's got a billion-dollar gummy fight. And I'll close on a brand that showed up where the cameras already were.
So Kendall flagged this one, and I couldn't put it down. Pew went and counted the web. Signs of AI writing on about 10% of the pages they sampled in July. And on pages published since AI writing tools went mainstream, it's 35%. A third of the new web.
A third. Sit with that for a second.
And it's not just a headline number. Same week, LinkedIn says 1 million people hit its new "This looks like AI slop" button in the first 2 weeks, and views of the flagged stuff fell 40%. Spotify started badging AI artist profiles and pulls them out of recommendations next month. 2 unrelated platforms, same 3 weeks.
And that's the whole story right there. For 2 years, the machine-made volume was the cheap way to fill a calendar. The platforms just repriced it. They didn't ban it. They turned the reach down to a whisper and left it sitting there published. That's the worst outcome for anybody who built on it.
So walk me through why that's good news for the little guy, because on its face, it sounds like everybody loses.
Because it flips who holds the advantage. A model can write a perfectly competent post about your kitchen. It can't tell you the walk-in died Thursday and the whole prep list changed. It can't tell you the roaster ran 10 degrees hot and you kept the batch anyway because it smelled right. That first-hand, slightly useless, absolutely true detail is the one thing that isn't in the training data and never will be.
And a classifier can't flag a real face on camera.
It can't. Pew even handed us the tell. Oxford comma use on the web jumped 63%. Words like delve and testament more than doubled. If your captions read like that, something already flagged you and you never got the notice.
So the crime is writing too neatly.
The crime is writing anonymously neat. Polish reads as machine now, in a way it just didn't a year ago. And stack another number on it. Nardone, the fellow who sold the first internet ad back in '94, says search referrals to publishers went from about 70% of their traffic 3 years ago to under 20 today. So the channel that used to reward volume is drying up at the exact moment volume went free.
Those 2 facts really belong in the same sentence.
They belong in the same breath, which is why your own audience, the people who actually chose to follow you, just went from a vanity number to the only real infrastructure you've got. And here's a free one. Instagram put out caption guidance this week that's really a ranking confession. It said the caption tells its systems what your content is about, and only the first 2 lines show before the cut. So the first 15 words are doing the discovery work now, not the hashtag block.
Which almost nobody's rewritten for.
Almost nobody. That's the opening. The operator who moves first looks like one of the last humans left in the feed, and that costs you nothing but a little honesty and a little specificity.
And you're seeing brands act on that this week, right? Not just fret about it.
Everywhere. A luggage brand spun up a second account that runs short films built from real customer travel stories. A retailer hung its whole comeback on a 6-month-old newsletter. Even TikTok, the platform with the best recommendation engine on earth, started an email list to reach its own creators. When TikTok can't count on TikTok, your regional brand sure can't. The move underneath all of it's the same. Own an appointment instead of renting a slot.
An appointment survives an algorithm change.
It does. A slot doesn't. That's the whole shift.
So the fear's the wrong response.
The fear's a waste. The slop flood is the best thing to happen to the operator who actually makes the thing. Let the volume players get throttled. You've got a face, a room, and a Tuesday that went sideways. That's the edge, and it's not for sale. 3 things you can actually do today. 1. Put one specific, checkable first-hand detail in every post this week. The batch that came out wrong, the delivery that ran late. That detail is the proof a person was there, and the machine can't fetch it.
2. Shoot it first person and on camera. The founder's face, the real hands, the actual room. Named and dated beats polished and anonymous now that the polished stuff is getting turned down.
3. Audit your last 30 posts for machine fingerprints, not for quality. If one could run under a competitor's logo with the name swapped, it was never yours. Rewrite it in your own voice.
Okay, my desk. Eddie ran the numbers on the gummy aisle, and it's a bloodbath. Grunes launched in 2023. 2 years later, it's doing around 300 million a year. Ships something like 10 million gummies a day, and Unilever bought it in April for about $1.25 billion.
2 years? That's not a growth curve, that's a rocket.
And here's the answer shot. AG1, the greens powder giant, just launched its first new format in 16 years. Essentials Gummies. 16 years of one product, and a 2-year-old made them blink.
It did, and everybody's going to read that as a formula story. It isn't. Grunes didn't win on a better greens blend. It won on how it made and aimed its content.
Say more, because the temptation is to think they had some magic recipe.
They ran something like 6 customer avatars and over 1,000 meta creatives. 1,000 little pieces, each one aimed at a specific person. The tired mom, the gym guy, the one who hates swallowing pills. Not one hero ad for everybody. 1,000 small ones for somebody.
1,000! Most brands make 4 and wonder why nothing moves.
Because 4 ads for everybody is 4 ads for nobody. The narrow one wins, even cheap, because a person who sees themselves in it shares it. That's the lesson a small formulator can actually use against a giant. You'll never outspend AG1. You can out-aim them.
Give me what that looks like for somebody with no ad budget at all.
It looks like 10 reels, not one. Same product, 10 different opening lines for 10 different people. The one that opens, "If you can't stomach pills," is a whole different video than the one that opens, "If you train fasted," even when the product's identical. You're not making more content, you're making the same content land for more people. You can do that on a phone in an afternoon.
Isn't that just more work for a 2-person shop, though?
Less than you think. You're right the middle of the video once. You only swap the first 3 seconds, the part that names who it's for. Same footage, 10 hooks. And the machine's actually good at brainstorming those 10 openers. Use it there, in the part nobody sees, and keep your own hands on the thing people watch.
And clean label buyers reward that how?
By sharing it, mostly. The narrow post gets sent person to person because it's about a person. Broad gets scrolled past. On a small budget, a share is the only distribution you didn't have to pay for.
But the giant just copies the format eventually, right? Gummies aren't hard to make.
That's exactly the trap. If your whole edge is a format, assume a 16-year-old incumbent copies it inside a quarter, and they did. The moat has to sit somewhere harder to steal. A place, a person, a story you can shoot that they structurally can't.
And the independent that had the story took the check.
They did, and I don't begrudge anybody $1 billion too. But it does mean the aisle's 2 loudest clean wellness names are now a conglomerate brand and a 16-year incumbent playing defense. That's a door standing wide open for somebody genuinely independent who wants to outcreate both of them. 3 moves before we move on. 1. Stop making one hero post for everybody. Make 5 small ones, each aimed at a specific person you actually sell to. The brand that just won this category shipped over 1,000.
2. Write down 6 real customers by name and situation. Then make a piece for each. Narrow beats broad on a shoestring, because a person who sees themselves is the one who shares you.
3. Don't let your whole identity be a format somebody can copy in 90 days. Put the moat in a place, a person, or a story on camera that a bigger budget can't buy.
Last stretch, and this is the one Travis dropped on the tactics desk that I keep chewing on. It's Rush Week on the campuses, RushTok, and the brands are all over it. But look at how one of them showed up. Kotex didn't post about Rush. It built a little lounge right on Greek Row at Arizona. Hair and makeup, a product bar, selfie mirrors, and the mechanics the smart part. You show your bid card, you unlock free product for the whole house.
So they paid to be inside the thing people were already filming.
That's exactly it. They didn't buy a post. They bought a spot inside a content event that was going to happen with or without them. The girls make the footage. The brand just gave them a reason to say the name.
And there's a bigger budget version of the same instinct in there too, isn't there?
There is. American Eagle ran the 2-layer stack. Big celebrity talent up top for the awareness, then previously viral Rush creators down at the purchase decision, plus actual house takeovers at 5 chapters. Glossy called it their whole back-to-school engine. The transferable part isn't the celebrity, it's that most brands buy one layer and wonder why it didn't convert. The famous face gets you seen. The micro creator who actually lives in that world gets you bought.
There was a cheaper version of the real thing idea going around too. The Dunkin' one.
Yeah, they put a creator's actual standing order on the menu and named it after her. Stripped the celebrity off it and the lesson's free. Put a regular customer's real order on a chalkboard and name it after them. Verifiable, repeatable, and it costs you a piece of chalk. The through line all morning is the same word. Real beats produced.
So how does a food brand with no sorority and no celebrity money use any of this?
You find the gathering your people already film at. And in my part of the world, that's not hard. The county fair, the chili roast over in Hatch, the livestock show, the Saturday market, the barbecue cook-off where every third person's already got a phone up. That's your Greek row. You fund a table and free product right there, in the middle of the cameras, instead of buying an ad about it later.
And you build a little unlock, like the bid card.
You build the unlock. Give somebody a reason to mention you inside the video they were already shooting. A taste, a token, a thing they get for showing up and holding the phone your way for 5 seconds. Then, and this is the part brands blow, you let the footage belong to them. Repost the attendee. Don't overproduce your own booth clip. The shaky real one from a fella at the fair beats your polished booth every single time, for the exact reason we opened the show with.
Provenance again.
Provenance again. The whole show rhymes today. The machine can't fake a person at a fair, a classifier can't flag him, and a giant can't buy the look of your county on a Saturday. Show up where the cameras already are, and let the real people carry it.
And the views aren't the finish line.
They're the invitation. The clip is how somebody who wasn't there finds out to come next time. You're not chasing a number, you're building a thing people drive to. The footage is the flyer for the next one.
And you don't need Rush Week to have a room like that.
You don't. Every town's got its version. Find yours, show up with something worth filming, and you've turned one Saturday into a month of content you never had to shoot yourself. Here's what to actually do with all of that. 1. Find the gathering your people already film at. The fair, the roast, the Saturday market. Fund a table and free product there, not a post about it.
2. Build one mechanic that turns a bystander into your camera operator. A small unlock they get for mentioning you inside the video they were already making.
3. When the footage rolls, let it belong to them. Repost the real attendees instead of polishing your own booth clip. The unpolished one from somebody who was there outruns yours.
Before we go, if you run a food or beverage brand and you're posting into a feed that just sits there, no plan behind it, hoping the next one finally hits, that's the thing I fix. Organic social strategy, built around how people actually find a brand and stick with it. I've been doing it in food and beverage for over 15 years. If your feed's not moving, come find me at gallucci.net or DM at galluccinet on Instagram or LinkedIn. That's the show. Go make something only you could have made.